All right, and welcome back to episode 22 of the Alec Frengos show. This is a sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And today is a big episode. I'm joined by Jay Price, Joey Price, and Carter Arseneau to my left. And today we'll be giving our official MVP picks, our official Super Bowl prediction along with our playoff predictions, and one thing that you are excited for this upcoming NFL season, which starts in about 6 days now. So I want to ask you first, Carter, what are you looking forward to for this NFL season?
This season, kind of just how the Giants really play. Like, kind of excited for football in general to be back, but more specifically, like how the Giants are going to develop. Like, I feel like they were pretty young last year.
Yep.
Just to see how the young guys are and even the rookies are. Kind of excited for that.
Yeah, I feel like the Giants are a team where it's kind of like you don't really know what to expect from them this year. Are they going to be the same and be a playoff team in the weak NFC? Or are they going to kind of take a step down in that stacked division and kind of make people wonder, was Daniel Jones worth the $40 million? Saquon, will he want to be there when this Mickey Mouse contract expires? Just a lot of more stuff. I think the team's pretty good at drafting, especially this year. I like Deontay Banks coming out of Maryland and also Hyatt, who they got from Tennessee, who is a big-time player, and I think he can be a solidified wide receiver, too, for the Giants. I don't think he does have the wide receiver one upside. Well, we obviously haven't seen him play in the NFL, but that's to be determined. But, yeah, the defense is great to me, and I just think that this team's going to be in playoff contention, but in my opinion, I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they can be a team where I can be wrong, and they can make the playoffs, in my opinion. What do you think about the Giants here going into this season, really?
I think they should be better than last year considering they won a playoff game, and also Brian Daboll's second year with the team, and a lot of the young guys are now in the system, but their schedule's very hard, and they're probably in debatably the toughest division in the league.
Yep.
So it's going to be tough for them. They could make the wild card, but I don't see it this year.
Jay, what do you think? Quick analysis.
I like the Giants too. Honestly, I was lower on them to start when we did our predictions. I had them at 7-10. That's what I have them here. I haven't changed it, but I do think they can make the playoffs. They're a good ass team.
Teaching you to grow on them.
Yeah, a little bit. And they crushed the Lions in the preseason, didn't they?
Or wait, no, we lost.
No, wait, the Lions.
I think we.
But I remember
we put in Tommy. We were killing them at first,
They
and then
crushed
Tommy DeVito.
They crushed the Lions in the regular season.
The
Lions in the
Lions
regular
crushed
season
the Giants in the regular season.
the Lions.
Lions won by like 20, but
I thought the Giants.
No, the Lions
Check your
won
facts
that.
before
Yeah,
you
I think they won by a bit.
That's fine. I thought they won. That was the Patriots. My mistake.
Yeah.
They shut out the Lions. They had no
29-0.
chance in
Yeah,
Foxborough.
That was
Anyways, Jay, what are you excited for this NFL season? If I were to take a wild guess.
Well, firstly, I'm very excited to gamble. I haven't been able to gamble
That too.
this year. I haven't been able to gamble because now I'm 19, so I'm excited to gamble. And then, obviously, like
Jesus
the Lions too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Home opener.
And then home
Or
opener.
sorry, season opener.
Well, season
Big
opener
game.
and season opener. I'm really excited. This is the most hype the Lions have had since I've been watching football. And it probably will be the most hype they will have in like almost my entire life.
Yeah.
Seems like.
A lot of expectations.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just really excited to see if they live up to it. And I'm really excited to watch football again, and hopefully my team can actually be a winning team consistently now.
Joey, so we can get a little bit into this. What are you expecting week 1 Lions versus Chiefs Thursday Night Football, first game of the year?
I'm expecting it to be close considering it's the first game of the year. Both teams, actually the Chiefs, I feel like the Lions will care more about this game than the Chiefs. And if Chris Jones isn't playing, the Lions have a very good chance to win in my opinion.
Yep.
Considering their offense is really, really good. And the Chiefs defense, if they don't have Chris Jones, they're nothing.
I'll go a little bit
The
into
defense
it.
is nothing.
Can you tell he's a Broncos fan? Or?
The defense isn't good without Chris Jones.
Yeah, it's not good, but I think it's
not good,
it's still definitely a Super Bowl contender just because they do
Yeah.
have the best quarterback in the NFL, one of the best head coaches in the NFL, and no debate, one of the best tight end in the NFL, and one of the best of all time. So that's why they're always going to be in contention. Just this game next Thursday, I think that with Chris Jones, like 90%, he's going to be out. I'm expecting this game come down to a field goal. I'm not going to go out here and say the Lions are going to win this game. I just think that without Chris Jones, this game's going to be a shootout. I'd project the over is going to soar 50 points. I'm pretty sure 54
like
points it's
55,
at right
yeah.
now. If it was at 60, I'd take the over. I just think this game's going to be an absolute shootout. 30 points each team. Big fireworks for the first game of the year. Chiefs win by a field goal.
Yeah, well, jokingly, I said before that the Chiefs would beat them by 50, but I think you just got to see how Goff's kind of developed. Like,
we'll see.
yeah, he was good last year, but I don't really know if I can see him make another step. But I could also see him playing the exact same. So I feel like,
That'd be fun.
like Alex said, I think it could be a shootout. I think both the defenses are on the
Not
weaker
good.
side.
Yeah.
Yeah, the offensive both offenses are pretty good. So
Yeah.
I think
Definitely-
it could be a
both are
shootout.
definitely
Yeah.
top 10.
Yeah.
But one thing for me is the Lions don't have a wide receiver too, but I still do think they're going to score a lot of points just because
They don't need
St.
a wide
Brown is the
receiver, too.
clear wide receiver one, and
Yeah.
I think Gibbs is going to get a ton of work
Yeah, he will.
in the receiving game, which is going to be huge for a lot of fantasy owners and huge for the Lions because I don't think it's crazy to say Gibbs could be the second player in receiving yards behind St. Brown this year.
Yeah, that's not crazy.
Yeah.
I think so
He could
because
do it for sure.
he's definitely a receiving back, and with that weak wide receiver room, besides St. Brown, I think that he's capable of it. And Jamison Williams, I don't know, I haven't really heard anything since he can't get treatment since he's suspended.
Jailbird.
That's just a whole mess right now, but
Yeah.
hopefully the Lions don't draft another bust. But Joey,
Yeah,
what are you
I agree.
expecting, or what are you excited for this coming NFL season? Once again, let me take a guess.
Yeah, the Broncos.
Go ahead.
Mainly the Broncos season, but more specifically the game against the Jets. That's the game I'm most excited
That's
for
the
this whole
Broncos
year.
Super Bowl.
Hack it.
And
revenge
then
game.
I'm excited to go to the Bills game against the Broncos in Buffalo. And sweeping the Raiders is what I'm really looking forward to.
Are you wearing a
Raiders-
jersey?
Ooh,
Where?
Bills game?
Yeah.
comfortably.
Yes.
Like,
Guys gonna get German
yeah,
suplex.
you're gonna get something
Off the
thrown
field.
at you.
We'll
If
see.
the Broncos win,
Like,
you're not getting out of there
you're gonna be
alive.
up there
Is
like,
it? It's worth it. It's worth it.
Like on
Yeah.
third
If
down.
the Broncos win, it's worth getting a beer dumped on your head.
you
or
think
something.
so?
Yeah.
Yes.
Easily.
If the Giants went
So
in
if they
there
win
and
that
won,
game, that'd be huge.
yeah.
Isn't that in like
Off the
November,
what?
too?
Bills are coming
They're
off
not
the
going
bye,
to,
right?
but-
So
The
it's
Broncos are.
Broncos coming off the bye, Bills coming off a primetime game, right?
Yeah.
Off a bye.
It's a sleeper game that the Broncos can win for sure.
Yeah, well, if you dissect the schedule like you can definitely look at it like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'm also looking forward to like NFL rookies this year, like the quarterbacks like Richardson, Young, Stroud, because it's just exciting to see like young talent be good.
yeah. Carter, do the Broncos sweep the Raiders, yes or no?
No,
No? Split?
Yes.
Split?
it'll be a split. I think.
Oh.
Dude,
Uh,
they're not sweeping. They're not sweeping.
So
any
the
team.
Broncos will definitely win that
They
one
don't know yet.
in Denver.
They don't got Judy.
Yeah,
in week
that's
one.
not.
That's
they
the
don't
game
have
that
Judy.
could be
They
a
don't have their
toss-up.
best
Yeah,
player.
but they won't score on us. And
Javante
then week
Williams will
18,
be.
I have
That'll
the
be his
Broncos
first
sweeping.
game back in like
Yeah.
a year and a half, or probably
I
just
have the
a
Broncos
year, I
sweeping.
guess.
Broncos country's got to be rowdy week one. That's the
will be
only way
loud
they're
and
going to win
loud.
that game because they ain't got Judy.
They get
Judy
Javante
playing,
back.
He
No,
might-
Judy's out
He'll
for a
probably
bit.
miss like the first.
He won't go on
first
IR.
game. No, they already said he's not.
He
so
won't
he's
go on
fine.
IR.
He'll probably be back before 4.
I'm surprised they didn't put him on.
Who do they
PUP
play
or whatever.
week 2, 3?
They said like 4
Commanders.
to 7
He'll be
weeks.
back for the Dolphins game.
Commanders, Dolphins week 3.
Yeah.
They're going to need him back that game because the only
He'll
way you're
play
going to win
for
is a shootout once again.
Maybe that's why they
So-
don't put him on anything like PUP
Yeah.
or anything because they're like, yeah, he's gonna come back week.
He's
three.
not
Yeah.
that hurt anyways.
You can't go on PUP anymore. I think it's either if you don't get activated off PUP, you go on IR, right, for the
Yeah.
first 4 weeks, or it's called PUP, but you miss the first 4 weeks as well.
Mhm.
But so a lot of Broncos Jets games sweeping,
Yeah.
just a lot of Broncos
That
everything. Broncos playoffs,
Not this year.
borderline.
It won't. It could happen, but
Top 5.
it would
pick.
have to be like
Top 5
major
pick,
injuries to
then
the other
maybe.
Top
teams.
5 pick.
No.
That
No
Drake
way.
May takes.
If I
him to
told
the
you
playoffs.
right
Look how
now-
bad the other teams are. In the
I know,
league.
but if I told you right now Broncos get a top 5 pick,
Or what?
or they miss out on the playoffs at 9-8,
I don't care. I want a winning season.
Shoot.
I'd want a top
I
5
would
pick.
too.
And
I'd
this
want-
draft,
yeah,
this
it's-
draft
no,
class
you
is giving me. I haven't looked too much
It's
into it,
so
but it's
deep.
giving me some 2021 Lawrence Fields.
It's happened to
type
me
of
too.
vibes,
You
Parsons.
do not want that.
Yeah,
Stuff
it's
like
not
that.
It's happened to me
fun.
twice, and you just feel like shit the whole year.
Especially when you draft Jack Campbell in the first round.
Dude.
Yeah, that's when you
Don't
feel
even
terrible.
And Jameer Gibbs.
That was crazy. But
Yeah,
now
that
that
was-
you look
he's
at it, how
good.
big of a role he's gonna have, I think
Like-
I have to look back at that and say I did overreact. But the
Yeah.
Jack Campbell one's blasphemy for me still.
yeah.
That's
The,
good.
he's been in preseason the first game. He was
just gonna
he was
be a
good in
mid
coverage.
linebacker.
He was like one of the best backers in the preseason.
He was
He'll be
because
good.
not
He'll
many
be a
got
backer.
drafted. Like,
It'll be tough.
He was
Lions,
the only guy drafted.
You can't just have Thor
Where
on
was he
it.
from? Like Arkansas
Besides
or
who?
something?
Iowa.
besides
I don't know
Rodriguez
what I'm
and
talking
Zaloni, like it's the linebacker room's pretty thin. So they
Yeah.
obviously drafted their needs instead of the top,
Yeah, I
like the
don't
best
mind it.
players. So I'm looking at Jack Campbell to be an instant impact for the Lions.
Yeah,
I'm not
absolutely.
looking at this guy in 2-3 years and he has a big season. I'm looking right now. I want to see him on Thursday night making big tackles in the box, maybe blitz a little bit, maybe an interception. Who knows?
I hope so.
You never know.
But I think
Jack Campbell interception.
Probably not.
I call it here first.
shit. Hop off the bandwagon.
Is he
Oh, no,
related
no,
to
I'm not on the
Dan
bandwagon.
Campbell at all?
What?
Is he related to him at all?
That would be funny though.
Yeah, I don't know why I just thought of that now. I
asked
didn't
you-
really think about that at all. till
I
now.
asked you what you were looking forward to.
Yeah.
Giants football, Lions football,
Yeah,
Broncos
Broncos
football.
football.
For me, I'm a Patriots fan, but at heart, I am an NFL fan, and I'm just happy for it to be back. I love those fall Sundays where it's just cold out and you don't want to go outside, and it's just wholesome, right? And you're just sitting in your house.
It
You're
is.
just sitting in
I
your house.
agree. Eating cookies.
It's cringy, but
in
it's
your
true.
pajamas.
You're just eating everything in the
Yeah,
house,
I agree.
and you don't move the whole day. It's great. It's a great feeling to me, and I can't wait for NFL to be back in general. I don't give a damn if it's the Commanders and Texans on a Thursday night. I'll be watching every single NFL game this year, and I'm pretty sure you guys will be too.
Yeah.
The NFL is the best sport to watch and follow.
It just sucks that there's only 18 weeks of it. Like
I know.
it's like the
The
shortest.
off season
sport
seems
in-
so damn long.
Yeah,
It does.
like
So
hockey. There's
long.
82 games. I think
NBA.
football's so hyped up because there's not as many
Yeah.
games. Like you have to wait
Yeah.
so long just for
Yeah.
week one. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you get preseason, but
No, that ain't
it's all
nothing.
the bums playing.
The only good thing is the draft in between. That's
Yeah.
That's only a little bit after the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
right? And then you're stuck from like May to basically the start of September with
Yeah.
nothing. It just sucks, but we're in the right time of the year now, so that's what that's what I'm excited for. Now we'll get into the big parts of this episode. What should we do? I think we should do MVP first, and then break down our Super Bowl
Yeah,
picks.
MVP. Yeah.
So, before you give your MVP pick, I want you to give like a kind of like a speech on this player, because this is who your MVP pick is and why this player is your most valuable player pick. And I'll lead it off here for us.
Okay.
I was debating, so I said leave 2 honorable mentions, but after you give after everyone gives your main MVP pick, we'll throw out the honorable mentions that we have. But the guy I selected, I think that it's just bound to happen for him. There's about 3, 4, maybe 5 QBs in the league that haven't won an MVP yet that you said they eventually will win an MVP, and I'm selecting one of these people. I just think that in my record prediction, I have them big time year. In the playoffs, we'll see what I have them, but I just think this player is going to have a huge year. Every media narrative against him will be shut down, and this player will solidify himself as the most valuable player. And my most valuable player for the 2023-2024 season is going to be Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. I think he's ready to explode, and it's his time. Go ahead.
Wow, I was not expecting that. Adam E. Colts effect. All right, my MVP pick, Joe Burrow.
Okay.
I think he's due. I think he'll be.
Another
I think
one of those guys.
It's a top 2, top 3 team in the AFC. It's,
NFL in the NFL.
Yeah, even in the NFL, I think it's between Mahomes, Allen, and him. But I think this year he'll go a little above and beyond, and I think he's due.
Yeah,
He's due.
absolutely. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. I think just like the other 2 guys, I feel like this guy's bound to win it. I think he's going to lead his team to an amazing season, possibly the best offense in the league. I have Justin Herbert. I think this guy is just unreal.
I was waiting
He's
for
just-
golf.
No.
I thought you were gonna say Hurts.
I thought you were gonna
No.
say yeah.
No,
That's
but
it.
I don't know. This guy's just unreal. He has all the weapons in place. He's got the O-line. He's got the coordinator. I'm really excited to see what he does. I think this is year 3 for him. So, or is it year 3 or 4 for Herbert? Four now. Yeah. So
2020.
he's coming up into his prime now. So he's got to. It's now or never for him. He's got to win one, and he's got to win a playoff game too.
My guy is also Justin Herbert.
Okay.
I think with Kellen Moore coming in, just the passing
huge.
attack is just,
Yep.
it's one of the best in the league. And then you draft Quentin Johnson. I don't know how much of an impact you'll have year 1. We'll see. But you still have Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and a good O-line with Eckler.
Mm-hmm. I just think that Kellen Moore is so big for the
Yeah.
Chargers. It is huge. Kellen Moore to Joe Lombardi is like this to this. It's such Kellen Moore's such a creative play caller. That Dallas offense has been one of the best in the league for 2 to 3 years now with him under it, and I think he's got all the weapons to be better statistically than that Dallas team on offense, which is crazy.
Yep.
This team could score 30 points a game
Easily.
easily.
Yeah, 100%.
Easily. And I think Herbert's a great pick, but I do have Josh Allen in my 2 honorable mentions. I just want to throw in just in case they do win it. I have Dak Prescott winning it, shuts up a lot of narratives, and I think he does have a good season. I have the Cowboys getting the bye at the number 1 seed, and I also got to throw in Lamar Jackson. I have the Ravens at number 1 in the AFC North. If that team plays that good, I think that he is definitely in the contention, and if he stays healthy, I think he will be in the contention. So yeah, I'll throw Dak and Lamar in there as well. Go ahead.
My honorable mentions are Patrick Mahomes. I think that's pretty obvious. He's always going to be a top 3 guy, and everyone's kind of bored. And then my other honorable mention is also Justin Herbert. I just, like you guys said, I see offense is going to be a lot better this year, and I don't know if he'll be as good as Joe Burrow and stuff, which the only reason I say that is because Justin Herbert, it is his first year with this new coach.
Yeah.
And I do see mistakes happening.
That could happen.
He is young, and
That could happen.
I feel like just first year quarterback, new coach, a lot of different stuff from last year. I think he'll be better, but he'll have more to improve on.
Yeah, I agree with that. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. So I don't want to say Mahomes again because you already said it.
Yeah.
So I'll say Hurts because, he almost won it last year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I don't see him really regressing.
Such a
in any-
competitive guy too.
Yeah, I don't like him, but I think
Yeah.
he'll win it.
Yeah.
I think he'll be in contention to win it. And then Jared Goff. No, I'm just kidding.
Go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Sean.
My first one's Joe Burrow, like Carter said, just a really good passing attack, and then probably the best trio of receivers in the league.
Injury's fine.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he'll
You were
be.
worried about it a couple
I
weeks
was,
ago.
but he's good. He's
I
out
think
there
he'll be.
at
He's back
practice.
week 1. No.
Yeah, he
Oh
will.
yeah, he's full practice, and he posted on his story that he's back.
Oh, perfect.
And then my second one's Josh Allen, like you said. I think he needs to cut the interceptions down to be considered, and then the rushing's always going to be there. So it's same with the passing.
I think Josh Allen is just a bomb waiting to go off right now. I feel like
Yeah.
there's just so much shit pressed up against him, the Bills, everything, where I just think they're going to absolutely light it up and just explode. They're going to have huge games. Monday night versus the Jets, you're going to see some fireworks. And yeah, Josh Allen, I think he's going to play with a little bit more moxie too to him. I think I want to see some more shit talk to him. Why not? If you've got there, I don't know, I'd talk it if I was him. Because if you can't be good if you don't play with confidence. That's what I've always thought in anything. A pickup game, Super Bowl, anything. If you don't play with confidence, you're not going to be good. And I think that's one thing Josh Allen, when he's playing bad, he knows it in his head.
Yeah.
And he kind of shies away from the moment. Look at Burrow. He came back against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship, down almost 20 at halftime when Eli Apple tackled Tyreek Hill on the 1 yard line. They were almost down 20, right? So, when you have in your head that you're a winner, like Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen has to have a little bit better mindset, in my opinion. I think he can do that because there's so much stuff that you can take mentally where you've got to show it on the field. That's why I think Josh Allen's I think he's going to go to a different level this year.
So you know what he's thinking?
No, I just hope he's thinking the same thing as me.
Okay.
It's I feel like it's last year. If they don't do anything huge this year, I think they could blow it up in Buffalo.
Yeah, they could. Which sounds crazy.
Yes.
It sounds crazy, but I think Diggs leaves.
No, I
He's
agree
gone
with
if
you.
they
He's
don't.
gone.
If they're like a first or second round exit,
If they don't make I think AFC Championship. If they don't make that, I think
he's gone.
I
Yeah,
think
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, Herbert.
Burrow, Allen's mine. I don't know. I think there's like 8 guys you could say that could.
Yeah, I think there's a few guys that.
But just to recap them, you got Joe Burrow, you got Justin Herbert, you got Justin Herbert, and I've got Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. So those are our MVP picks, and now we'll start to break down which everyone is really playing for the Super Bowl. And I'm gonna have you go first here, Jay. I want you to give me your breakdown of your playoff bracket and who you have in the Super Bowl and who is your official winner.
Okay, so I guess I'll start AFC.
Go ahead.
So I have Bengals with the bye.
Yep.
Then we got Chiefs, Bills, actually first round. I have the Bills as a 7 seed. So an Arrowhead. Am I picking the winners or am I just saying the bracket?
Yeah. Who you got winning?
Bills.
Okay. Wow.
Bills 2-7 upset. Go Bills. And then I got Dolphins as a 3 seed playing the Browns.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Dolphins there.
Yep.
And then I got the Jags versus the Chargers rematch from last year, and I'm going to take the Chargers.
In Jacksonville?
Yeah. So then it'd be Chargers, Bengals.
Okay.
And I'm going to take the Bengals over the Chargers. And then I got
No.
Dolphins.
Wouldn't it be Bengals, Bills?
No, because Bengals, Bills.
Bengals, Bills, 1-7.
In Cincy this year.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Cincy.
Yep.
And then that actually makes me rethink things now. Because
You got
Chargers,
Yeah,
Dolphins.
mine's different too.
And I think
Week 1 matchup.
I think I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay.
So I got Bengals, Chargers,
AFC
in the
Championship.
and I'm going to take the Bengals
Okay.
to come out of the AFC.
So Bengals coming out of the AFC for Jay.
Should we all just do our AFC
AFC
thing?
first?
Sure.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Joey.
might as well.
All right, my
Go ahead.
1 seed's the Bills, 2 seeds
That's way
Chiefs, 7 is the Dolphins, and
Yeah.
I have the Dolphins winning that.
Yep.
My 3 seed is Cincinnati, and my 6 seed is the Chargers. I have the Bengals winning. And then 4 seed Jaguars, 5 seed Browns. Jaguars win that.
Yep.
And then the next round it would be Dolphins versus Bills. I think the Bills would win that.
Okay.
And then Bengals, Jaguars. I got Bengals, and I have the Bengals.
Bengals, Bills.
Bengals, Bills. I got the
again.
Bengals
Going to the
coming out
Super
of
Bowl.
Yeah.
Shit, okay.
Damn.
Bengals coming out of the AFC. Carter, you can go
You
ahead.
always pick the
All
same
right,
shit.
so I have my 1 with the bye, Jacksonville. My 4 is Buffalo Bills. 5 is Baltimore. So 4 and 5 play. I have the Bills win that. And then 2 is Bengals versus Chargers at 7. I have the Bengals winning that. Then Kansas City at 3 versus Miami at 6. Kansas City wins that. Then my 1 and 4 game, Jacksonville versus the Bills. I have the Bills. Then Bengals versus Chiefs. I have the Bengals. Then Bills versus Bengals. I have Bengals. So Bengals
We all got
going.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my wild card round, I have the Bills as the bye at 15-2. Number 2 versus number 7, I have the Ravens hosting the Miami Dolphins, and I do have the Miami Dolphins going into Baltimore and winning. My number 3 versus number 6 is the LA Chargers going to Kansas City. This is one where you kind of play with it and say, are the Chiefs going to do this again? But
Yeah.
I ultimately do have the Chiefs winning this game against LA. And then I go to number 4 versus number 5, Jaguars versus Bengals. I'm not really going to think a lot because I do think that Cincinnati is the better team in my opinion. Jacksonville's not there yet. I do have the Bengals winning. And then divisional round, you go Dolphins going into Buffalo once again. Once again, I'm super high on the Bills. I think it's just their year to go off. And I have the Buffalo Bills beating the Miami Dolphins. And the other divisional game, I have the Bengals going back to Arrowhead to face the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think Joe Burrow does it again and beats Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs,
Burrowhead.
which gives me an AFC championship of the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Buffalo Bills.
Did we all have the same?
I don't know.
I think we all
Who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
Bengals, but it was Bengals versus Bills, and I'm pretty sure
And-
he did, and he
So
did.
do I.
Bengals, Chargers.
And this is one where I look at it and I think everything that I've said this offseason playing into it. You have the Bills This team that's just been destined to win one finally, and along with the Bengals, right? The Bengals are going into Buffalo, rowdy crowd. Josh Allen needs to win this game, to. And the fans are going crazy. AFC. This is not the divisional round, this AFC championship, not like last year.
Mm-hmm.
Finally get a home AFC championship game. But ultimately, I do have the Cincinnati Bengals also going to the Super Bowl versus the Buffalo Bills. I just think Burrow is a little bit ahead of Josh Allen, even though I think he's going to play better. The playoff in the regular season, the playoffs is a whole different game, right?
Yeah.
And Burrow's proved to me that he is the better playoff performer than Josh Allen. So we all have the Cincinnati Bengals going to the Super Bowl. Wow. Go ahead, Carter, with your NFC.
Okay, NFC, I have Eagles with the bye.
Mhm.
Then my 3 and 6 game, is Saints versus Giants. I have the Giants winning that. Then I have San Fran versus the Chicago Bears.
Yep.
2 and 7. I have San Fran winning that. Then I have Lions versus Cowboys. 4 and 5. I have the Lions winning that.
Versus the Cowboys?
Versus Cowboys.
Shit.
Then then Eagles versus Giants. Eagles. Then San Fran versus Lions. Then I have San Fran.
I thought you were going to say it.
No, yeah. Well, hey, one playoff win for the Lions at least. Then I have Eagles versus San Fran rematch again, and I have Eagles winning.
Yeah.
Playing the Bengals in the Super Bowl.
Eagles, Bengals, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What it should have been last year. That's a different discussion for a different day, though. Jay, go ahead.
All right, let me just pull this up here. So I have the Niners getting the 1 seed, so they get the bye. My 4-5 games, the Panthers versus the Cowboys. I got Cowboys by 20.
Maybe 30.
Maybe 30, maybe 40. And then I got
That would be a
3-6 game.
slaughter.
Yeah, probably. That 3-6 game, I have Lions Seahawks. I got the Lions knocking off the Seahawks. The Seahawks eliminated us from the playoffs basically last year because they beat the Rams.
In Detroit?
Yeah.
Go.
And then I have my 2 and 7 game. I have Philly beating Green Bay.
Okay.
And then
Your
my division round.
sorry, your bye was 49ers?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I have Lions versus Eagles.
Yeah.
I have the Lions winning, going to the NFC Championship. And then I have Cowboys versus 49ers. 49ers win again.
Cowboys,
And then-
49ers. Yeah, okay.
And
In
then
San
I
Fran.
have
Is Lions, Eagles in...
in Philly. We only lost them by 3 last year, so we can.
Oh.
I'd be pretty confident.
Just carry on.
But anyways, then the Lions run comes to an end versus the Niners
I fucking hope so.
in the playoffs. So I have both my 1 seed.
The one thing that, obviously you're a diehard Lions fan, but the one thing that just pisses me off every time is that you're dead fucking serious. I just can't stand this bullshit every time. The Detroit Lions are going to beat Seattle. I'll give you it. That's completely fine with me. And then the Detroit Lions are going to go into Philadelphia Eagles, one of the most, if not the most hostile crowd in the NFL.
Good.
Jared Goff is going to will this team
Gibbs is going to be shaken.
slay
First playoff game. Second playoff
slay
game.
on
Yeah,
frickin' St. Brown, or maybe he won't be in the slot. And this D-line, they won't get much running game going. I just can't. There's not a world where I see the Detroit Lions winning a second playoff game, but going into Philadelphia to take on the Eagles in the NFC Championship. But obviously, it's your opinion. So, I want to make a deal with you. Okay? You can accept it, you can reject it. If the Detroit Lions win 2 playoff games, I will make a one-on-one me and the camera video for 30 minutes apologizing on why I was wrong
30
with
minutes?
Yeah, apologizing on why I was wrong with the Detroit Lions.
Okay.
This whole offseason, everything. But if the Detroit Lions do not make the playoffs, you have to sit in this chair and give a 30-minute speech why the team is not built to be great and why your expectations were so high and they failed.
Wait,
Deal.
Was
Deal.
it if they don't make the playoffs?
If they
or
don't
they
make the
don't make
playoffs. That's fair.
That's
Any
fair.
day, dude. If they don't make it, then I'll.
I was gonna
I
say
probably
not
won't
win a
be on
playoff
this
game,
earth.
but
So,
I don't have
I don't
them.
think I'll be alive on this earth.
So,
Don't make it.
I'm
They'll
just gonna
make it.
go ahead after that.
They'll make
Alright.
it. They'll make it.
For me, I have the Dallas Cowboys getting the bye.
Okay.
And my number 2 versus number 7 is 49ers Seahawks. We know how this plays out in the last 2 years. The 49ers own this franchise. They cakewalk the Seahawks once again. Number 3 versus number 6. The Detroit Lions go into US Bank Stadium against the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
Experience matters in the playoffs. Kirk Cousins has that.
Experience.
Jefferson got a game.
I'm gonna take the quarterback that's made the Super Bowl before over.
Give me that. I'm not worried about that. The whole roster is just they have no experience. There may be a couple players have a ring or so on that. Do they?
Who?
Do anyone on the Lions have a ring?
Yeah, Big V. One of one of our offensive linemen.
Don't
Who
matter.
does on the Vikings?
No. I'm saying no one. So,
No.
but the Vikings have been in a playoff game. That roster. So
Well,
I'm just gonna say
They
that.
got
But
killed.
we
They
all
got worse, too.
we don't need to get into this on how I think the Vikings are better than the Lions.
Vikings are shit.
We're not
They're
gonna
not
get into
better.
this again.
Yeah, actually,
Obviously, you don't
Sorry,
think.
Anthony, but
It's
they
fine.
got worse from last
I had to
year.
hold my tongue.
It's debatable.
The defense got worse.
Brian Flores can make it better. You never know. You never know what he does
This guy
with that personnel.
blitzes every single play in the corner suck.
It's fine.
They're
We'll
gonna
see.
give up
We'll
at
see.
least 25.
We'll see.
goals.
We'll see.
Khalif Raymond legacy.
We'll see.
game,
Because
200
I'm
yards.
right now.
Easily.
Right now, I'm done
It's gonna be
talking
that
about all this.
David-
I
that
just
one,
want to see what happens to
Gabe
see
Davis
who's
game.
right
He's
and
gonna
who's
get 4
wrong.
touchdowns.
I'm not gonna go debate him again like we've done on Snapchat 50 times about how I think the Vikings are better than the Lions. Okuda's not a top 20 cornerback. Anything about that. I don't want to debate that right now. I'm just giving you my playoff predictions. I have the Detroit Lions losing to the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings move on. Then we have Cowboys number 1. Oh, sorry. We have Saints hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this is a very close game. Closer than many people think, sorry. But I do have the Eagles edging it out against the Saints, even though the Saints do have a great home field advantage, and that playoff crowd would be pretty crazy. Then I go to the divisional round. Dallas Cowboys host the Philadelphia Eagles. This is a big-time game for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Will you get to the NFC Championship game against the team that just came out of the NFC last year and are in your same division? I have the Dallas Cowboys going to the NFC Championship against the Philadelphia Eagles, beating the Philadelphia Eagles to go to the NFC Championship against 49ers versus Vikings.
Oh,
Don't
shit.
worry, I'm not going to say any stupid stuff. I'm being very realistic. 49ers home game versus the Vikings.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins once again folds in the playoffs. 49ers win this by 10 to 15 points comfortably. Defense is too much for Cousins in that. But NFC Championship game. Dallas Cowboys versus San Francisco 49ers in Dallas. This is the definition of box office. Two of the most historic teams of all time. One of the biggest rivalries in sports history. Go up against each other to go to the Super Bowl. 49ers, Brock Purdy leads them back to the Super Bowl. Versus the Cowboys, who haven't been there since our grandparents were alive. So I look at it and I think Brock Purdy, in my opinion, isn't enough for this Dallas Cowboys defense. Stephon Gilmore, Trayvon Diggs, Micah Parsons, all superstars. Give me the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl as much as I've hated on them. Dallas Cowboys get through what everybody's been shit-talking them all these years. They finally break through the Super Bowl, the Dallas Cowboys, which gives me a Dallas Cowboys versus Cincinnati Bengals Super Bowl match. Go ahead.
My 1 seed is the 49ers, and then 2 sevens Vikings going to the Cowboys. Got the Cowboys there. 3-6 is Seattle going to Detroit. I got to Detroit. 5-4 is the Eagles going to Atlanta. I got the Eagles winning that.
Okay.
And then second round, it would be 49ers versus the Eagles.
Eagles go there.
Yep, I got the 49ers.
Okay.
And then Lions go to the Cowboys. I got the Cowboys. And then NFC Championship, I have the 49ers beating
Versus
the Cowboys.
49ers beating the Cowboys. Okay.
Yeah.
Which gives you a Bengals 49ers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And, sorry, which did you have?
Bengals, Eagles.
Bengals, Eagles. Go ahead.
I already went.
Yeah.
I have Bengals Niners.
Oh, shoot, sorry. Bengals, Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Bengals, Niners. Cowboys, Bengals.
Bengals, Eagles.
And your Super Bowl champion is?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay.
Good pick.
Go ahead, Jay.
I have the Bengals winning because I just don't see Purdy winning a Super Bowl ring. I don't see that team winning the Super Bowl with that quarterback. So
I have the Bengals winning.
dude, how do we pick the same thing every time?
You guys are like
This is
telepathic.
What the fuck?
I got Bengals Cowboys. This is probably as much viewers as the NFL will be able to pull. The Dallas Cowboys, America's team, finally makes it back to the Super Bowl versus probably one of the most popular players in the NFL to this day, behind Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow. You got Jamar Chase. You got Micah Parsons, Jerry Jones. Just everything's here. In Las Vegas, one of the hottest spots for celebrity, popular, sports, anything. You're going to pull so much viewers, so much money from this game. I think it's a thriller. I think it's around a 20-point, high 20s game. And I have the Cincinnati Bengals winning the Super Bowl over the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, those are our Super Bowl predictions, MVP predictions, and what we're looking forward to. So, just to recap, your MVP and your Super Bowl your matchup. Super Bowl matchup and your MVP.
Bengals, Eagles win, and then Joe Burrow MVP.
Okay.
I have Bengals beating the Niners in the Super Bowl, and I have Herbert as MVP.
Same thing, Bengals beating the Niners and Justin Herbert MVP.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I know we did that.
I got the Cowboys versus Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl, and I do have the Cincinnati Bengals coming out on top with Josh Allen winning the regular season MVP. And yeah, those are our final predictions. Now all we have to do is sit and wait for the NFL season. And anything else before the season starts do we want to say?
No, I'm just so excited.
You've got something in your back pocket.
Yeah, you got.
Broncos win by at least 10 week 1.
Wow.
Jesus, man.
Broncos
Yeah.
cover, Broncos win, put it on the board.
Yeah. And it's going to be an under game.
Under.
Yeah.
What's the over-under at?
44, something
So
like
you're
that.
feeling a 15-0 win, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Really?
Pursue.
Raiders. They're nothing.
I don't know.
I wouldn't say they're nothing.
Can the Broncos defense hold the Raiders offense?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Because one thing that can make it a close. They both have the same weakness. When the Raiders are on offense, the Broncos are on defense. Broncos can't get to the quarterback, and the Raiders have a pretty weak O-line. So if that O-line can hold up a little bit, maybe Jimmy G can sling it out to Jacoby Myers, Michael Mayer, Austin Hooper, Hunter Renfrow, Devontae Adams, and Josh Jacobs. Maybe get the
It's
run
just
game
their
going
first
over.
game, and Josh Jacobs, he hasn't been there. Garoppolo, he's been there for a little bit. I just don't see this team clicking week 1.
No, you see the Broncos though with Sean Payton and.
Yeah.
Even though they look terrible preseason.
I got a question.
They looked awful preseason.
Well, they won 47-0 without Wilson, without the
Still.
starters.
If Stidham was playing too, I'd be confident in the Broncos.
Wilson sucks.
Revenge game.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Wilson sucks. The preseason week 2, he looked horrible.
He did.
He looked awful. He looked
49ers?
One. We were watching Cardinals.
Yeah,
Cardinals? He was fine.
Was that week 1?
Yeah, week 1. He threw a touchdown.
Let me ask a question for
but it
you,
was
for everyone.
It was
Okay.
Broncos going into the trade deadline. How many games is it until the trade
I
deadline?
think it's like week 8.
8.
Yeah.
The Broncos are 3-5 going into the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson is underperforming. He only wins versus the Raiders and Commanders. Does Sean Payton bench Russell Wilson if he underperforms? Yes or no? Go ahead.
I don't think you can just because of the backup situation. Like, you're not going to start him over Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You also can't really trade Russell Wilson either because
No, you
he's
can't.
not starting on any other team.
Yeah.
Like,
This guy's
No,
out for
you can't trade him. He does have no
you
value.
can't trade him. He's
he has
making
no
way
value.
too much
He's
money.
too old,
And he has no
too.
value. Like, if he's
Yeah.
playing terrible and he gets
Yeah.
benched, you're not going to trade him for, what, a 4th-round pick? He's
Yeah,
probably he's not worth nothing, sorry.
Yeah,
Probably
he-
just release him, but the dead cap would be so much on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Then
there's
Walmart
really
has
no
to
point.
eat it.
There's no
Walmart's got to
point.
pay.
Oh,
Yeah.
shoot.
Just remember, every Raiders fan, when you shop at Walmart, you're helping the Broncos.
This fucking dude, bro. Jay, does Sean Payton bench Russell Wilson, yes or no?
I think he will. If he's shit. I don't think Sean Payton.
I don't
I,
think
like if
Like
he's
this-
actually like really bad, I think he would bench him
Um,
because I don't think Sean Payton cares. He's just
Like, you're
yeah,
expecting him to get benched this season.
No. But I think if he does what he did last season, Sean Payton, he doesn't put up with that bullshit.
Yeah,
He's
I
used to
agree.
winning, and they signed one of the best.
Too.
They signed one of the best backups in the league for a damn reason.
Force him into
If
retirement.
that bozo plays bad and the defense is amazing and all the weapons are pleading for
Yeah.
help, they'll
But that
throw
won't
Stidham in
happen.
there. It won't happen because you don't want it to happen.
It
In your
won't
in your
happen.
glory wonderland up here, Russell Wilson's going to be a dark horse MVP. But you didn't come out here and say it because you knew the reaction.
He knew the reality.
You have
He
him
would
as
not
a
win
dark
MVP.
horse. Dark horse.
he's not winning MVP.
So do you see? You don't
I
see him
have
getting
the
benched?
same amount of chance winning MVP as Russell Wilson does. Like it's both 0. So
One thing that actually surprised me a bit: no one threw in Trevor Lawrence as a name for MVP.
I was going to.
I was
I just
going
think
to
there's
also.
names that are better.
I don't think they'll do it.
He was probably gonna be my 4th guy. To be
Yeah,
honest.
he's my 4th guy.
It was
too.
either him or Herbert for my honorable mention.
All right, that's going to do it for episode 22 of the Alec Frengos Show. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you soon. Maybe before the NFL season, maybe not.